Hey everybody, this is Deanna from Fitale Fit Club, and I have a handsome little assistant today. But today I am going to show you and tell you about 5 tools that you need to make awesome fresh pressed juice yourself at home. Hey guys.
Hey.
So like I said, I have my handsome assistant with me today, and he is going to help me make some juice. So while you all are signing on, want to let you know really quick what this Periscope is going to be about. If you've been following me and my blog at FemmeFitaleFitClub.com, you know that I love to juice and that I juice just about weekly. Well, today I want to share with you 5 tools that I think everyone could use to take advantage of making the best fresh pressed juice at home that you possibly can. And hint, it's more than just a juicer, even though the juicer is on the list. But there are some things that I like to use to really get my juice to taste like store-bought juice, but healthier, okay? And also, at the end of the scope, we are going to actually share a juicing recipe with you that I got from Farmivore, which is a juice box service that delivers produce directly to your door. So if you are ready, let's go through the list, and then let's start pressing this juice, okay? So first things first, one of the things that everybody should have that's pressing their own juice is actually a strainer. I got this all-clad, I think this is about 7 inches. I got this all-clad 7-inch strainer at Williams-Sonoma, but you can get this anywhere. You can get this at Walmart, Kmart, Target, anything that's fine enough so that you can actually strain your juice. Hey, how are you? So anything that you can actually use to strain your juice, because I actually like to get more pulp out of my juice, okay? I like it to be really, like juice and no pulp. Okay, so the first things first, you want to have a good quality strainer. Hey there, how are you? I can't see everyone's name because the camera's a little far, but trust and believe, the Asian markets too, great prices. Yes, the Asian market as well. So that's the first thing. You want a good strainer, okay? Unless you like pulp in your juice. If you like pulpy juice, skip the strainer. So the next thing that you need is a glass. I have kids in the kitchen and they don't want to get on camera, but they want to talk and Periscope bomb my Periscope.
It's just one.
Okay, so then next thing you need is a glass batter bowl. This is actually what I use to strain the juice and help out. Exactly. Well, I have one here that's going to help out. So the next thing you need is, this is a 2-quart glass batter bowl. Actually, this one's by Pampered Chef. I love Pampered Chef. I have a kitchen full of Pampered Chef stuff. But again, you can get this at Target, Walmart, whatever. And this is a 2-quart glass bowl. Okay. Next you need, yes. Next thing you need is a glass mason jar. You love it? Yeah. The next thing you need is a glass mason jar. This is 32 ounces. It's a Ball's glass mason jar. It comes in like a pack of 12. I think I bought this at Target. Again, in a pack of 12, it comes with labels and lids, but you want to store your any juice that you're not drinking in an airtight glass mason jar so that you keep your juice fresh. And it will last about 3 days in your refrigerator, okay? So this is one other item that you need. Yes, thank you. Yes. So glass mason jar. Next thing you're going to need, and I said it at the top of this Periscope, is, whoops, and I'm going to move, is the actual juicer. This one right here is a slow masticating juicer, which means that it has an auger in the middle that actually chews the produce and squeezes the juice out of it. It's supposed to be healthier. It's not supposed to heat up the juice as much, and it retains all the vitamins, more of the vitamins and minerals than a centrifugal juicer that kind of whizzes things around and then everything flies apart. So this is, exactly. So this is an Omega Vert 350. I got it from this right here. I got it from, love that you have a masking. Yes, I love this. Heart. I love this juicer. Okay. Now, what was I about to say? Oh, so what you want to do is, I got this from the Omega store online, but you can get this at Bed Bath & Beyond for, I think about $200. Hey, much better quality juice. But you could get this juicer for about $200 at Bed Bath & Beyond. If you go in with your 20% off coupon, you can use that because they never expire, and you can get 20% off $200. So it's about $160, which actually is not bad. It's a very good investment. You'll probably have it for the rest of your life, at least 20 years. It's a good investment, okay? Especially if you like to juice as much as I do. So that's item number 4. Item number 5, and you guys hear me talk about it all the time, a Vitamix. A Vitamix is actually a blender. It's not a juicer, and I will admit I am a juicer snob because they don't do the same thing. The mechanics of it is very different. The Vitamix actually blends everything together. Now, it can blend things so fine that the fiber and everything is still retained, and the pulp is still retained, but it grinds it so fine that it can make it almost feel or taste like juice. Whereas a juicer actually separates the pulp and the fiber from the juice. So you have just juice. So it's very different. But if you have a Vitamix, you can simulate making juice or make juice, because all you have to do is get like a nut milk bag or something to strain the juice or the smoothie or the juice through. And you squeeze it and it'll just squeeze all the juice out, and it'll keep the pulp in the bag. So that's a suggestion if you have a Vitamix and you don't have a juicer. So the 5th item is, if you've been following my blog, you get more concentrated vitamins when you choose than when you blend. Exactly. That's true. That's true. But the great thing about a juicer too is, because it's liquid, when you consume it, all the vitamins and minerals pretty much it's like a hot shot into your bloodstream. So it goes directly. Your body is not taking as much time to process the juice. Now, I believe in smoothies and I believe in juices. I believe in both. Tap the screen if you do too. I get asked all the time, which one's better? Neither one. They're both great. Okay? There's a time and place for everything. Sometimes you need more sustenance. Go with the smoothie. If you need a hot shot of vitamins and minerals and that energy, go for the juice. I actually drink kale juice before I run because it's like a hot shot. I have energy afterwards, and I wait like 30, 45 minutes, then go run. I can run for days, okay? And I'm PRing. I have both. Exactly. Makes sense. Yep. So the 5th thing that you need to make delicious fresh pressed juice at home is the produce, okay? But not just any kind of produce. What I recommend is okay, my assistant left. See here, guys. My assistant left me. Okay, so I guess I'm doing the scope by myself, but that's okay. I got you, okay? So what I suggest, if you can afford it, they get bored, and don't turn that TV up, is if you can afford it, get organic, non-GMO produce if you can. Go to your local farmer's market, join your local CSA. Those are amazing, and it saves you money. I find here in Baltimore, the farmer's market is very affordable. I mean, I could get 2 big bunches of kale for $2, okay? In the store, it's a little bunch for $1, all right? So if you can, try to go to a farmer's market or a produce market and try to get your produce fresh and organic and non-GMO if you can. Now, what I use for this is Farmivore. Now, if you've been on my blog, watched some of my other YouTube videos or any of that, you know I talk about it a lot. Just did a scope of how to get organic produce from the farmer's market. Is less expensive, Whole Foods. Exactly. Whole Foods is whole paycheck. You go in there for strawberries, I swear you just paid $25. I don't know how they do it. And when you go to a farmer's market, it looks like the same brand of strawberries, but it's like $3. So I use Farmivore.com. Farmivore is a juice box service where they do pretty much everything for you, okay? Except juice it. So they deliver 4 recipes, green recipes, and what they call mixed recipes with fruit and greens like kale, Swiss chard, cucumber, spinach. They come up with the recipes and they pack the produce by recipe. So there's 4 bags. Each bag makes about 16 ounces of juice, depending on your juicer. I have a masticating juicer. I tend to get more juice out of a masticating juicer because I get drier pulp. I always test my pulp. If my pulp is wet, that juicer is not really doing its job and is not being as effective because that means it left juice behind. And therefore, you're not really getting all the juice out. But a slow masticating one is very effective, and I get dry pulp. And I tend to get actually about 18 to 24 ounces per bag, more than 16. What brand? It's what brand of what? The produce I have is by Farmivore.com. And they deliver it direct to your door, and you can have it delivered weekly or every other week. You can suspend it for some time if you're going on vacation or just want to take a break. You can reinstate it, and you can cancel at any time. It's very, 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 very easy. You're welcome. Now the catch there though is they only deliver in this northeast region of the United States today. Great info. Yes. Thank you. I have spoken with one of the founders, and they are working on branching out and delivering to and increasing their service area. But for right now, where their farms are located, and they have to like ship this. Okay, thank you. Watch the replay. If you have to go, feel free to watch the replay. Follow me and share it with your friends. I really appreciate it. So they're really working on trying to expand their service area. So once that happens, I'll let y'all know, because hopefully they'll let me know quickly, because my mom has been dying. Yep. So 5 things you need. Let's go over it real quick again, and then let's make this juice. You need a strainer. This is about a 7-inch all-clad strainer. That's fine mesh, okay? You need a glass water bottle. You need a glass batter bowl. This is a 2-quart glass batter bowl. I got it from Pamper Chef. You can get it from Walmart. You can get it from my Amazon store. You can get this anywhere, okay? A 32-ounce mason jar. Make sure you have this, okay? Because to help store your juice, make sure it's on tight. Keep the air out, because the air oxidizes it and it will evaporate and loses vitamins and minerals quicker. And then get your Farmivore subscription. If you don't have Farmivore, or if you're not in their service area, go to your local farmer's market or produce market if you can, and get your produce. Okay? Juicer. Make sure you have your juicer. If you don't have or can't afford the Omega Vert, get a centrifugal juicer. Those tend to be cheaper. Juice Man Jr., that's what I started off with. Excellent, okay? I loved it till it died on me about 2 years later, okay? So just get you a juicer. If you don't have a juicer, use your blender. If you use your blender, I don't have it here, but you need like a nut milk bag to pour everything through and squeeze the juice out, okay, to get juice. All right, so with all of that said, we are going to start juicing. And one last thing, always wash your produce, especially if you get it from the farmer's market, because a lot of times it still has dirt on it. I use white vinegar. I fill up a sink with cold water. I put about 2 or 3 capfuls of white vinegar in the sink. I put the produce in the sink. I let it sit for at least 15 minutes to get all the soot and the grit and everything off of it. So it and the wax. Sometimes they wax the produce so it looks all bright and shiny. Get all that wax and stuff off, because a lot of times we're going to keep the skin on as we're juicing, okay? Only thing I would recommend that you remove from the juice or from the fruit are like citrus fruits, like lemons, grapefruit, limes, and oranges. The skins tend to be very pungent, very strong, and will overpower your juice. You will not be able to drink it if you leave the skin on. So I suggest take the skin off of your lemons and all the citrus produce. All right. So I'm going to move you guys a little closer so you can see all the action that's happening with this juice. I want you to be able to see the juice pour out as well as how the pulp comes out, okay? So let me get some things out of the way. One thing you're going to notice is that while it might, that is actually a very, very quiet, okay? When you have a centrifugal juicer, it sounds like a plane is taking off the entire time, okay? But this is fairly quiet. So, let's get to juicing. This recipe right here is also by Farmivore. They give you 4 recipes. This has apples. So, it had 2 red apples. It has kale, about a big bunch of kale. It had 1 lemon. I took the skin off. As you can see, I took the skin off. Broccoli. This is called, I believe it's Broccoli Punch. What brand of juicer? This is an Omega-Vert 350 juicer. Let me turn it off. So Omega-Vert 350 juicer is considered a slow masticating juicer. I tend to get a lot of juice out of it. And when I finish juicing this all should make 16 ounces. We'll see how much it really makes. So we have apples, kale, lemon, cucumber, and there's actually carrots under there, and there's broccoli. Tap the screen if you've ever juiced broccoli. Tap the screen. Okay. How do you like it? See, the juice is starting to pour out. Whoops. And this is another thing. Make sure that you cut everything into bite-sized pieces so it can fit in the chute. This chute tends to be a little smaller than some other juicers, so you really got to cut. But it doesn't really add to, at least in my opinion, that much more time to juicing. I just break stuff up. Okay? And when it comes to kale and leafy greens, you want to try to juice those with something hard so that it'll juice and it'll produce some juice, like with apple or carrot, something like that, because it helps it feed through the feeder. Okay, thank you for the hearts, everybody. I hope you are enjoying this, and I hope you try this recipe, okay? Because this right here will give you wings and a shot of vitamins and minerals. So I'm just feeding the kale through. And if you got to leave, I understand. It's a beautiful day out. It's Saturday, but please catch this on the replay. And feel free, if you're feeling it, give hearts on the replay as well. Share on Twitter and with your friends. So, as you can see, the juice is coming out one side, and the pulp is slowly coming out the other side. The juicier or the higher water content in the vegetable or fruit, the more juice you're going to see pour out, right? So while kale has a good amount of water in it, you're going to see more juice come out when I put this cucumber through it, because cucumber is nothing but water, pretty much. See that? It's starting to feed through. Whoops. Every once in a while, we gotta slow it down, back it up, and have everything work its way through. Sometimes with the slow masticating, we have to reverse it and then push it through again, because it will sometimes get stuck. It just depends. But it's no big deal. Yeah, it's chewing everything up, and I don't know if you can hear that, but it's chewing up everything. And look, it's filling up. The other thing I forgot to mention earlier, another reason why I like to strain my juice is because sometimes you get, when I juice greens through this juicer, I get foam. I don't like foam, okay? Tap the screen if you don't like foam. Tap the screen if you want fresh, pure juice, like me. So that's how I feel about it. Exactly. I love all those pretty pink hearts and green hearts and teal hearts. Gorgeous. Exactly. Who wants to drink a bunch of foam, you know? Especially if you're not drinking like beer or something. So, I mean, foam wasn't meant for juice, in my opinion. So I'm still feeding this through. And Without the foam, it's about 12 ounces already, and I still have all this to get through. So I think this is going to be one of my top producers. Here's carrot. That should produce. Yeah. That will give you more juice as well. Now, how long has everybody been juicing? Oh, gotta rewind it again. It pushes everything back up so that it kind of resets it. Sometimes it gets a little hot. Do any of you juice? If you do, how long have you been juicing? And what's your favorite recipe? I've juiced off and on for at least 3 years. Okay. That's good. That's good. I've been juicing since 1997. And what got me started, there was this girl in my office who had gorgeous skin. I like kale and pineapple. Oh, yes. I call that green punch. Whenever I put pineapple in anything, I then change the name to punch. So kale and beet, or pineapple and beets. Beet punch. Kale and pineapple. Kale punch. I love it. Because it makes it nice and sweet. But this girl in my office had beautiful skin, and I asked her what she did to get her skin so pretty. And she told me she juiced. And that day, I ran out to Walmart and got me a Juice Man Jr. It was just that simple. So, all right. I'm almost done. And as you can see, I have, beneath the foam, I have 16 ounces. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to scoop some of that foam off. So I keep my spoon and scoop some of this foam out of here, because we don't want that. See? All that foam. You don't want it, because it doesn't make the juice taste great. You want just juice. So you can see I'm literally just scooping it out. And I'm going to set that aside. I mean, I'm not going to use it for anything, but I'm going to set it aside. Okay? All right, and then I'm just going to continue juicing, because I don't want it to overflow. So then, there you have it, right? So to recap real quick, top 5 tools: a strainer, make glass mason jar, 32 ounces if you can, or 12, I mean whatever you can find, doesn't have to be exact. The glass batter bowl, at least 2 quarts, that's what I use. A juicer, and your produce. I use Farmivore, but you can use anything. Local's best, always best. So you can support your local farmers at your local farmers market or produce market. That's always best. But if you can't, if you don't have the time, or you just can't figure out what kind of juice to make, Farmivore is a good option if they deliver in your area. And right now they deliver in the Northeast service area. Okay, so I have a couple more. Well, I think I can get through it. This carrot's too big. I'm gonna juice it later because I didn't cut it small enough. But it's about to. Hoping it doesn't. I'm gonna stop it. All right. So this is where the strainer and all of this comes in. Okay. All I literally do is take this and pour it in here. I have it over the batter bowl, and I'll do that. And I just strain it. Now, when I had the Breville juicer, that's a centrifugal juicer, it actually came with a strainer. Not like this one, but on the container, it had a lid, and the lid had a smaller opening which held back the foam. So in that regard, that was great because it kind of took the foam off for you. Now, if you can see, look at that. See? Even though it's juicing, that's all the fiber that is still put in here. And that's what I strained out. This is what I'm straining out. And I just put it in there. This is what I'm straining out. Okay? And then I just pour the rest in here. Then I stir it to get it through. I stir it like that. I have the Breville. Yep. You have the Breville. I have the Breville Fountain, what is it, 9-8XL or something like that. It comes with a lid to help strain the foam and get the foam out. Okay? So here, got all that out, right? Got all that out. I still have a carrot left, but I'll do that later. And then take your mason jar. Hope you can see that. Take your mason jar and you just pour it. And we'll see how much this made, even though I still have a carrot left. All right. So I tend to put the lid on real quick because I don't want vitamins and minerals to get lost. And let's see here. This made, and I still have a carrot left, 24 ounces. You can't really see it right there. This made 24 ounces of fresh juice. So these are supposed to make 16. I was able to squeak out 8 more ounces. Again, I still have a carrot that I didn't juice, and I almost filled this mason jar. So definitely the investment is worth it. So that's that. That's the recipe. Those are the 5 tools that you need to make delicious juice at home. I hope you share this with your friends. Or if you missed it or couldn't stay, just catch it on the replay. It'll be up for 24 hours. And I'm going to log back in later because I have a Fit Snack box that I want to share with you and see. And we'll open it up together and see what came inside. And you just heard the doorbell because my Farmivore box just arrived. So I want to open that with you. Boom! I get this every week. They just delivered my produce, my organic, non-GMO produce, to my door just now while I was scoping. So I will open that up with you later on today or tomorrow, depending on how my schedule goes. So again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love, love, love. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Tap that screen if you want to say goodbye. I'll be on a little later. And we will talk soon. See ya.